Hi everyone, I'm really excited to be sharing this recipe with you today. It is for deliciously fudgy chocolate and raspberry brownies, and the best part about this recipe is that they're actually healthy. And just because something is healthy, it doesn't mean it can't be delicious. I had something really similar to this at a vegan place down the road from me on the weekend, and I've been craving it ever since, so I've decided to recreate it for you. My version's not vegan, it is however dairy-free and gluten-free, but you can definitely adapt it if you are a vegan. So we start with beans, and you won't be able to taste these in the final product, but they make up the bulk of the brownie. And we've just drained and rinsed them, and we're going to blend them together until they're really nice and smooth. Just excuse for a few minutes. Now I really like to blend my beans first before I add any of my other ingredients, just to make sure that there's no lumps of beans in my finished brownie. So when that's really smooth, we're just going to add all of the other wet and dry ingredients. And to make this, you can absolutely use a standing normal blender if you want as well. It doesn't need to be a stick blender. Whatever you have on hand is fine. So into the beans, we're going to add some coconut oil that I've melted, and in there I've also put in some vanilla paste. You can use any oil here. It can be canola or vegetable oil, just something that tastes neutral and is going to take over your brownies. And we're also going to add 3 eggs. You can absolutely, if you want to make this vegan, use a flax egg or 3 flax eggs. Then we're going to add the sweetener, so honey or maple syrup, whichever you prefer, in there. So good. And then just to bring out the flavour of the chocolate, we're adding a couple of tablespoons of strong black coffee. This is optional, and if you don't want to, you absolutely don't have to. And then for the dry ingredients, we're going to add some cocoa, some baking powder for a bit of lift, and some salt. And that is pretty much it. So we're going to blend that up until it's really nice and smooth and all combined. So as you can see, my mixture's been really nicely blended together, and we've got no lumps of anything in there. So we're just going to grab a spatula and just make sure there's no little bits of bean left in there. Give it a mix, and then we're going to add the mix in. So I have half a cup of dark chocolate chips, and I've also got about 2/3 to 3/4 of a cup of raspberries. Mine are frozen. I really love the moistness and, sorry about that word guys, and the freshness that they add to the brownies. I think it was really delicious. So we're going to add them in. You can use whatever you want. You can absolutely put in some nuts, or you can just have chocolate chip brownies. You can swirl through some peanut butter. Whatever sort of flavour you like in your brownie, you are able to add at this point. So we're just going to fold all of that through until it's evenly sort of mixed in. And I have lined a 8 by 8 inch square pan with some baking paper. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a round cake tin. And we're going to pour in that batter. See, you would never know this has beans in it at this point, or that it's good for you. And then I'm going to spread that out just so it's evenly in the pan. And that's it. It's as easy as that to make these deliciously fudgy brownies. So we're going to put them in a preheated oven, about 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to check the brownies after about 20 minutes to see if they're set. So our brownies are ready. They've just come out of the oven, and the whole house smells like delicious chocolate and raspberries. And you can tell that they're ready when you just sort of press down on the surface and they spring back. They're completely set. So there's no more sort of like liquid center. So we'll just let that cool down completely, and then we can slice them up and enjoy.